Konnichiwa, minasan. Hello, traders. Hoping that you've had a good week. So last week I tried to drop a video, and I was talking about the challenges of getting what you want. And so the sound didn't record. So just to touch on what I was speaking about last week is, when you start trading, you will end up getting what you are looking for. But there's a paradox involved with getting the things that you are looking to get. So, for instance, perhaps you want to be able to be in a situation where you can get a family or get married or whatever it is it might be. Or, like myself, travel the world. Or maybe even get into a position whereby you are full-time and you don't have any other work but the trading itself. And the thought around that is, once you get that which you are looking for, things get better. There's less problems, or there's no problems at all at that time. But in reality, there's always some kind of challenges. So you finally are able to get money through your trading, and you quit your job, and then you realize that you've got a lot of time on your hands and you start to get bored. Or your routine is just thrown out the window. So now you go from being profitable to back to break even. Or you start having children and a wife, and then you realize that you don't have the amount of time that you had beforehand. In my case, I'm traveling a bit more, so especially now I've been traveling almost every week, and that brings its own challenges, because now you go from being active in the markets to not being as active as you were in the markets, which also impacts your profits as well at the same time. So, and that brings about its own challenges there as well. So I think the aim is not to never have any challenges, and perhaps that time may or may not come, but it is to embrace whatever challenges you have at that time, because the next level you'll still have challenges which give you the same negative feeling that the challenges in the previous levels give you, unless you get to a point whereby you can embrace those challenges. And by embracing those challenges and being in a state of acceptance, you go away from having the negative feeling around that. It is just a thing that happens, and then you allow it to happen. Even with myself, I've been less active with these videos, or before I could maybe make a mistake on a video whereby maybe the sound wasn't recording, and I'd have time to do that again. But in my case, I don't, because I got to a time where I had a lot of time on my hands, and so then I took on more work, so you go from, okay, let me go full time to there's not much to do when you're full time. You take on more work, and then that starts to impact you. Start to travel a bit more, that starts to impact you as well. So it's about trying to find that balance and accepting whatever challenges you're going through at that time, while you're trying to establish that balance. So take the suffering away from any pain that you're going through by just being in a state of acceptance and knowing that there'll always be some challenges. If you're not in a state of acceptance now with the challenges that you have, you'll never be in a state of acceptance. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter what you think trading is going to give you. You will still feel or suffer tremendously, unless right now you can get into that state of, things happen, I accept them, therefore I do not suffer. The pain might still be there, but the suffering has diminished. Nonetheless, this is my favorite 3 pairs for the week, and I'm looking at GBP AUD right now, And what I'm looking for is very, very simple. So we've got this hook point here and this one here at the top as well. And it's just plain and simple. I would always advise you to refer to your trading plan. It's actually redundant if you are looking at my positions and feeling like these are positions that you should be taking. The only positions you should be taking are those that are within your trading plan. So what I'll be looking for here is a little continuation, and I will take my position right over here. I'd like to see it on the 1 hour, and I will tell you why. First of all, it's because we've got this area here where we might still tap into. So I won't be looking for any 15-minute or 5-minute positions over there. But also, and I have a note here, which is weekly candles are looking bullish. So the entry should be perfect. So I'm looking for a more perfect, not necessarily perfect, but one that really looks good, because we can also see here on the weekly, if I were to just take a look at the candles and how they are looking, over here you can see that we have a evening star type formation. So there is a possibility that price might just break through and push up to the upside. So I won't be looking to just take any type of position there. It really needs to look good on the lower time frame, because the higher time frame is neutral right now. Neutral, why? Because we've got the weekly, which is weekly candle shape, which is bullish, but we've got also the weekly structure, which is bearish. Okay, so here's another one. I'll go through this one quite quickly. So over here, I'm just looking for the third touch, very easy. And here I'm also looking for the 1 hour entry. This is because if I look at the higher time frame, which for time I won't go into right now, we may still come up to this area and create a little 1, 2, 3. And should that happen, I want to be ready and take a position somewhere here and around this area. So now what that means for me is, and if I can just be perfect with this, is I won't be looking for a 15-minute position over here. It makes more sense to have something that is more confirmed. So the 1 hour candle shape would be really good, and I'm happy to take that, because from here where I will take it to the bottom of this area where price might turn around to give us the little third touch, I would be able to take my stop loss and put it back at break even, so that risk is off the table. And then with this one, it's also very, very simple, plain and easy. It's looking good on the higher time frame. So it's still a little bit of early days, but what I would be looking for here, I'm not looking for any position over here, which is a possibility as well, to get price to give us a third touch there and then move to the downside. So I won't be looking at that position. I'd rather wait for price to hit this area, so the third touch from 1, 2, 3, or this override area, and then I'd be looking for a position over here. I'll be more than happy to take that on the 15-minute. Let me see, did I have a note on this one? No. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to take this one on the 15-minute and then see where price takes us here as well. So nonetheless, I hope you guys are having, or will have, a good week, cherishing your challenges, as well as being in a state of acceptance, and then feeling how you feel when you've got problems or challenges, but you're in a state of acceptance. There will be a difference. Good luck, and I hope to see you next week.